First up, the American Textile History Museum is telling a pretty fascinating fashion story right now. Throughout the 20th century, artists like Matisse, Picasso, and Salvador Dali created art for the masses through fabric they designed, meaning you could have a Warhol in your closet. For the one-namers, Picasso, Chagall, Dali, this was a way to create art for all, a way to refashion their reach.
These are modern artists from America and from Europe who were designing fabrics for textiles.
At the American Textile History Museum, it's a foray into fabric, the story of how some of the world's most popular artists created a craze that peaked in the 1950s.
In America, everybody moved to the suburbs. They had new homes. They wanted to look modern. And so the fabric companies jumped on board with that and started doing collaborative work with artists.
Curator Karen Herbaugh says suddenly artwork could be bought by the yard for dresses and drapes, sofa coverings and scarves.
There was definitely a marketing of you are wearing fine art. I mean, it says it in the headlines from several different organizations that worked with artists. You know, now you can own a Picasso, even if it's only in the fabric.
The artists, including Calder, Matisse, Moreau, and more, saw it as an opportunity for greater exposure. Picasso saw democracy.
He liked things for the masses. He didn't need the money at that point, and his image as an artist was certainly already established. The only stipulation was when he created some fabrics that were interiors, they could be used for curtains, but nobody could sit on them.
How hands-on were these artists at the end?
They were extremely hands-on. The design team for the fabric companies worked right along with the artists, because you have to be conscious of how it's going to drape and look and bend on a three-dimensional piece when you get finished with it. And I think that's why the process took so long. There's indication that they spent like 2 years and that they worked a lot using each artist's own palette to get the colors that they used.
Salvador Dali dabbled in daring prints, Alexander Calder in acrobats. And decades later, the craze wound down with Andy Warhol, whose dress appears here in a museum exclusive.
He was very secretive. He never would tell who had made the fabrics for him. We have the first one that's been found and documented with the ice cream cone on it this is the first place it's been shown. So not very many seem to have survived because they weren't extremely popular necessarily at the time.
For a time, though, they were. And owning a textile masterpiece could make you one.